four, three, two, one, go!
Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. And you've got the super team of sports talk here with y'all on one half of it. Your boy Diego Baryshnikov, the Black Dominican Russian. And I'm checking in, as always, with my partner in crime, the 6 foot and under post-up champ, representing Hickory, North Carolina. Tell these people who you are.
Good people. It's your boy Uncle Hate, the other A in AA Sports, broadcasting live here on a Thursday on the second night of a back-to-back for us. So I ain't got my legs. I'm just jacking up threes. I ain't running hard around the screens tonight.
Might be a blowout by 20. Hey, y'all know what it is. Well, man, shout out to Big Q and Team Boy TV, Glass, and that boy JB over there, part of our early Urban Arena affiliate crew. But we was on their show last night. Shout out to them. Y'all go check that out. They on YouTube as well.
Yeah,
y'all know.
On our page. Shout out to you boys, man. That was a good time last night. Real good time.
And as always, you know, we always appreciate our listeners and subscribers and followers. So keep doing so. Checking in with us on the YouTube channel page. Also, if you listen to us on Spreaker or iTunes platforms, continue to leave some comments and rate those shows as well. Tell us what you think.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to recap the divisional, the wild card weekend from NFL. Of course, we're leading into the divisional round. They say this is the most exciting weekend of football. So we got that kicking off. We're going to go over those games and give some predictions. And then we got a little bit of basketball talk and some other football news as well to round it out. But as always, y'all know how we started off. Little segment we like to call something like the news. This is a little entertainment section of the show, if you want to call it that, where we give some stories, funny stories and crazy shit that we've been seeing going on as we've been browsing the internet over the last week. Happy New Year. Have we been here since New Year?
We were here last week, Thursday.
All right. Well, still Happy New Year. If we didn't see you last week, still Happy New Year.
People.
All right. Happy 2019. Big things, everybody. All right. Let's get on into it. Hey, start us off. What you got for us this week?
All right, I got a few stories this week. Did some homework. Here's a big old L going out to. They didn't release the gentleman's name, but it was a high school referee, a basketball referee in Arizona, in a small town close to Tucson. He ran up on the opposing team, not the home team, and asked them, "Did the players have green cards?"
Wow.
He got fired. Now, from what I've read, this area of Tucson, Arizona, is about 89% Hispanic. So you knew what you were doing by asking them children did they have green cards, asking the coach about the children. Y'all gonna keep doing this racist shit and get fired. I just don't understand. Keep it to yourself. You can be as hateful as you want, just keep it to yourself. Everybody don't need to know how you feel. They really don't.
Right.
This one here, boy, I'm mad for this lady. This one is about Cynthia Obi. Did you hear about this? The chick who's let me go into it. Cynthia Obi went to a casino in Maryland. She won off a slot machine.
Okay.
And so she had to go back to the room, give the people the information so she can get her payout. They entered her social 1 digit off.
Oh.
The money goes to somebody who owed a whole lot of state child support.
Oh, so it's gone.
They offered her $200 and some drink tickets off of their mistake. Now, they said they would clear it up. They said they would, but it's a process. Now, I'm thinking, what's the process? I bring my ID and my social up there. You got me on camera. That's all you should need. But the fact that she's had to go through all this brouhaha, and they said she ain't released how much she would have won, which lets me know it was a substantial amount. Because if it was like $1,500, $2,000, she would have said, yeah, I could have won $2,000. But if she ain't want the amount released, it was real money. So
I was going to ask how much money was it. Damn, they only offered her $200 though. It sounded like they tried to bullshit her.
Exactly. So, but imagine if you was the cat who owed child support, and you wake up and your account is clear.
Good. You good.
Hey man, shout out to that cat if they don't take that money back. All
Oh,
right,
you already know what's gonna happen.
yeah. But you know what though? With this government shutdown, I wonder if they're gonna be taking people's money. They shouldn't.
Oh, what, like taxes?
Not taxes, but as far as
Oh.
they can't, if they're not there to collect the, deduct the payments, because that's all federal funded. Some of these cats might get the ride for a little bit as far as getting their child support payments deducted.
Oh, child support it's not handled through the state.
No, that is state.
Yeah, I think child support is handled through the state.
Federally funded though.
What is?
Most of those institutions do get federal money. That's kind of like food stamps and we're going all off the rails. Food stamps and Section 8 payments, that stuff is ran through the federal government as well, but it's administered through the state. I mean, we ain't gonna have an issue right now, but that stuff's gonna be an issue in February if this mess continues. But I digress on that. All right, another lottery situation. Another problem with grown people living together. A gentleman goes and gets a lottery ticket, a scratch off, and he wins. He tells his two roommates, "Hey, dog, I won. I won $10,000." Well, one of the roommates, a shiesty fellow, he replaces the winning ticket with a sucker ticket. Now, when the actual guy goes to cash in his winning ticket, he gets told, "You ain't win." Come to find out, his roommate went and cashed it in. It wasn't $10,000. It was $10 million.
Oh.
Right. So he goes to the police and tells them what happened and, provides proof that he went and bought it or whatever. And the police go and arrest his roommate because they was like, what are the chances that two roommates both have winning lottery tickets or stories and they shopped at the same store? So they locked up the roommate. That lets you know they weren't homeboys, because if we was living together and I got 10 million, you're good.
Bro,
you're good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, dog. Come on, man. No code, man. No code. I bet you use some young cats with it.
Nah, actually,
I can't even say that. Old people are dumb too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like dumb. All right, here's a win in Denver, Colorado. They got enough people to sign a petition that they're gonna put it on the docket to vote on legalizing psychedelic mushrooms. They're getting it how they live in Denver right now.
Yes, sir.
They're really getting it how they live.
Yes,
Everything's
sir.
about to be a go. So we're gonna have to check on that in May when the vote is up. That might need to be where we have our next trip.
Yeah, right.
All right, last one. Mark Espinosa, a 29-year-old fella who worked for one of the money trucks. Well, Mark turned up missing, and along with $850,000, Mark is missing. Mark, I don't know you personally, but I hope that you took this $850,000 and got out the country, preferably to a place that doesn't have extradition laws, because if you go somewhere where they can get you, they're going to get you.
Right.
If I take cash money like that, I'm gone, B. Gone. Out the country, somewhere far, far away.
Right. Don't be sticking around.
Balling, doing it for the gram.
Holding money up to the ear. Holding money up to the ear. You already know.
Don't do that. Don't. All right, that's all I got on my little.
All right. I only got a couple little things real quick. I can't remember the exact story, but I remember a couple weeks ago had a story where it was a chick. The dude he was harassing. He was harassing an ex-girlfriend or whatever, but she kept calling and texting him a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a different chick. This is a Phoenix woman, Jacqueline Aldez. It's going down in Arizona this week, I guess.
Yeah.
She had met this guy on a dating website. She was harassing this dude so bad, she had sent him 159,000 text messages in a 10-month span. And one of them, toward the end of this whole ordeal, she told him that she wanted to turn his kidneys into sushi.
I would like to know, were they lengthy text messages or just a lot of okays? Because that's a whole lot of text messages.
That's a lot of text messages. And I'm assuming they are all of the crazy variety, especially when she's talking about turning his kidneys into sushi. Yeah, that's she's probably a little mentally unstable. I wish I could show you. You can see her picture. She look a little off. But hey fellas, y'all gotta watch yourselves out here. Women too.
Yeah.
When y'all see if the crazy is there, hey man, you better recognize it and get the hell on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I thought I had more than what I actually did. Did you see the story about this lady in Cobb County went on vacation for the holidays, came home, couldn't get into her house, locks had been changed. It's a dude in a wheelchair inside her crib, y'all. Talking about this his house now. You know, and he got a shotgun and he dared to do anything.
I saw that shit.
This gentleman's named 26-year-old Nathaniel Jacobs, Canton. Now, eventually, this led to, of course, he called the police after he threatened that he had a gun, and he said he was going to shoot the police too if they came. But this led to the SWAT team coming out, and it was about a 5 or 6 hour standoff before he finally, surrendered. But could you imagine going on vacation? You come back and your damn locks done been changed, and it's a motherfucker in your house talking about this my shit now.
Hey, that's a warning to a lot of these people who be broadcasting on social media. They going out of town, out the country or whatever. You don't do that stuff, cause I mean, for my line of everyday business, I mean, yeah, he took possession, so they would technically have to go through the process. I'm surprised the folks actually just got him out of there, but that's a squatting situation. He's in the house, so
I mean, you can't. If I'm going for the weekend, you can't squat my shit over. You got to be a certain amount of time, right?
Certain amount, but if he's there and got doors locked, we just don't like the process of doing that. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's not a good look. I guess in a vacant apartment, it's a little bit different than a home, but it's pretty bold to be in a wheelchair and get all of that done.
I mean, yeah, I know in vacant, the homes are vacant. Yeah, I know that's one thing, but I mean, it's like fully, it's a house. They live in there. He just showed up. I wonder if he was hiding behind the bushes, waiting for them to pull off, kind of like Home Alone.
He had to have like significant help to get all of that done while they were going, change the locks and everything, and tell them it's his shit. That's tough.
I mean, it really don't really take much to change the locks. Apparently, they had some kind of outside key or something. So maybe it was maybe he knew. I don't know how he got in initially.
Yeah.
But once he got in, go to Lowe's, get a new lock.
Yeah, it ain't too difficult. Couple screws and you got a brand new lock. Tough shit there.
Tough shit. But at any rate, man, that's it for the something like the news. We're gonna get right on into this football stuff. Again, we're gonna recap last weekend's wild card weekend. Hey, you got all these games right except for Seattle Dallas, right? I think we both took Seattle on that. I lost all the games except for the Colts game. I had the Chargers, I had the Bears, and I had Seattle.
Man, that Colts game should have went. I ain't expect them to just basically have control of that game from start to damn finish, but they did. And Bill O'Brien's gonna be there. It just don't look right what they got going on down there. They get fat off suckers every year, it seems like, but then they get here and they don't beat real teams. And if they couldn't get it done this year, the Colts are gonna be much better next year, much better, provided everybody's healthy. They got cap space. They got draft picks. I guess we can go into the questions we got because it's Thursday. People know what happened. What do you see next for them, for Houston?
I think they need to. They've got to do something with that offensive line. They are starting to charter into those waters that the Colts have been in for years. A lot of Deshaun. I want to say Deshaun Watson was sacked the most times in the league this year, or if not, he was 2 times. He was right up there. If he wasn't, that's a lot of times to be sacked.
And that's not even counting just hits as well. Those are straight up sacks, not even the quarterback hits.
So they've got to protect him because he can do some things if he's got time, but not too much time because I think he likes to hold the ball a little too long. So a lot of those sacks I think are his own doing. Mm-hmm. But they got to do something with that offensive line. I think that they do need to try to get stronger in the run game some kind of way. I mean, Lamar Miller is serviceable. Deontay Foreman has not brought them what they thought he was going to bring them so far. This has been 2 years, I think.
I think he goes into camp this coming year, and it's a legit competition because they just really activated him late in the season.
Yeah, and then last year he was a rookie, so of course he was backing up. So this is year 3. So if they're going to get anything out of him, he got to bring it this year,
Yeah.
or next season or whatever. But that's where I think they need to go. Like you said, I'm not fond of Bill O'Brien. I'm on record for that, but I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he'll be back.
What's the wide receiver's name? They got hurt for them. It's 2 of them really. What's
Demaryius Thomas and Will Fuller.
Will Fuller. They should get them back, but again, it don't matter who you got on the outside if he ain't got time to throw the ball deep. So
Yeah.
I
would like for them to get a tight end, a nice tight end that can be another outlet to Deshaun.
Yeah.
I would like to see them get a nice little athletic type tight end. So I think that would be that's probably something maybe they'll target, 4th, 5th round, somewhere around there, late.
Yeah.
Best player available type thing. Because that offensive line, I think that's the main priority right there, and then also that secondary.
Yeah,
I think
Jonathan Joseph's old.
Right, and I think he's the best. I think he's probably the best thing they got back there. So I think they need to start looking at that as well. But they're young back there, so maybe they want to just keep growing the guys that they got. But they, I think that's an area of concern as well going into next year.
All right, let me ask you one last question on the Colts. Again, shout out to the Colts. Good win. You got it done. Marlon Mack looks really good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Would you still go after Lev?
It depends on Lev's number.
Okay, but he got to be on his 17. Number. Got to.
Right. So that's a good question because Mack has become more and more. Initially I thought he'd be a good, nice backup, change of pace, give Lev a breather. I didn't see him as a power
back. I didn't see him as that. He's actually morphed into that. So
is it that or is it the line? Because that line is nasty. Or it's a combination of the two.
Yeah.
So they could very well hold tight. When it comes to running back, they could think that they're solid then. They have a lot of cap space. So they can afford to do it if that's the route that they want to go. If they have 2 backs like that, a Lev Bell and a Marlon Mack, that you can do. Frank Wright, he'll find some things to do with both of them on the field at the same time.
I was about to say we said about that before. I can't remember which backfield we talked about, but we said it had to be Pittsburgh. Put Lev in the slot. Why not?
Oh, that was when I was talking about the 49ers.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay.
I was talking about, because put him and McKinnon on the field at the same time.
Yeah. So just like you said, it depends on that number. 17's a real number for a running back when you got a guy giving you 120 plus yards behind this offensive line. They got change of pace cats now, but he's a generational talent. So I guess it's the question of, do you want to put your chips all in the middle of the table, or you want to stand pat and bubble up?
I mean, it could be a monumental signing depending on where he goes and what he gets to a degree, because if you pay him 17, now we're starting to see players get paid based on production versus position.
Right.
A lot of times, the position. I mean, look at the franchise tag. Certain positions, you're only going to max out at a certain amount. Move one spot down the line from D tackle to defensive end, and that money is a big difference. So we could maybe start to see a little trend there. Of course, it'll take time for it to become an overhaul, so to speak. But for the elite players, that could be an option. Yeah, March will be here before you know it.
March, we'll know real soon. All right, Seattle and Dallas. Seattle went into this game, in my eyes. I took them to win the game. I think we both did. We both picked Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And they only lost by 2 points. I really feel like they got to address – the offensive line is better in Seattle, but it's still not good. Chris Carson is nice at running back, but I just don't like his weapons on the outside. Russell's, I mean. How do you feel about him?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much you got Doug Baldwin and Lockett. Doug Baldwin's a baller, but he's a little undersized to me. But he's solid. Lockett, that's true. He's getting banged up a little bit more and more. And Lockett, now this year I think he started to emerge a little bit more than the gadget player, but he's still a gadget player because he's a slightly lesser version of Brandon Cooks. Hell, he might be better than Brandon Cooks.
That's really debatable.
Yeah, he's right there. He's a Brandon Cooks type.
Yeah.
So
boom or bust every Sunday. Yeah.
So I think you need a bigger receiver on the other side.
Yes.
More of a possession guy. And
a tight end would be nice.
A tight end would help. A tight end would help.
But the defense is young, but I think they're going to be better going forward. But I got to give it to of course Zeke did what he's supposed to do. It's pretty simple, people. Zeke gets 100, maybe 140 total yards. They tend to win. It kind of goes that way.
Yeah.
Dak played a good. Dakota played a good game. He played a good game. 22 of 33, a touchdown, an interception. He almost broke his damn neck on that scramble at the goal line. But he gonna keep diving like that. He likes to.
Yeah. You know, he'll a bigger dude, so he I ain't gonna say he can, but you know, Cam tends to throw his body around a little bit.
Absolutely.
Finishing some of those.
Neither one of them throwing their heads. I mean,
well, yeah.
You come down on your head, your spine could crack. I don't want to see that. But he did what he has to do. I hear what everybody's saying. It's cute. You know, y'all saying it ain't about the numbers. Dak's a winner. Dak's a winner. Okay.
Anybody saying that outside of a Cowboys fan?
Yeah, I hear it. I hear what y'all saying. Until y'all just wait till they take away Zeke. He got to beat somebody with his arm. I know y'all talking about that 380 yards he had against the Giants. I know. Giants kind of sent all their good players away like around week 5. You know, they traded most of the good guys and benched the rest of them. So we're gonna see this weekend. Now I say all of that, and I'm probably gonna pick them later on, but slightly better version of Tebow right now.
Who that? Damn, not the Tebow. Man, you going real disrespectful.
I just don't think he's that good. I'm not even hating. I just really don't think he's that good. He's okay, but the way
he's average. He's okay. He's in that probably 15 range if you want to rank quarterbacks. He's probably somewhere in that middle.
He's better than most. I mean, if you said he's at 15, it's what 30 jobs. So that's good.
32 teams. Yeah. So he right there. He right. You know what I'm saying? He right there, average in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
But and like a lot of quarterbacks, we only got a handful of the elite ones. You know, if we're really honest about it, and the other ones, most of them are serviceable.
Absolutely.
But there's always an asterisk of, but you can beat them if this happens. And Dak falls into that category as if you shut down Zeke, now show me what you're gonna do. Now Amari Cooper has helped with that.
Yeah, he has.
He runs good routes and he can get open. So as long as Dak can be accurate, which has been his Achilles heel, I think, more so than maybe reading coverages or whatnot. His accuracy, I think, at times is what lets him down. Yeah. But they're playing good ball right now. Continue, like you said, feed off Zeke, timely passing in the play action game. Even the little tight end Jarwin, I think, started to come alive in the last couple of weeks. Do that. You got a nice young defense. I'll go ahead and put my pick out there. I think they're going to beat the Rams this weekend. I
kind of feel like I took that pick last night on the show, but I didn't think about it at the time. Amari Cooper's going up against Peters and Talib. Talib has done a good job shutting him down. But I'm gonna stick with my pick since it was on the show last night. I'm gonna stick with Dallas. I just the Rams have me nervous. They really do. I don't, you know,
in a good way or a bad way?
In a bad way.
Okay.
You know, I mean, they balled the last week of the season. Who they play? Arizona. You know,
that don't count.
That's what I'm saying. So the last 2 major television games they played, they got choked clean out. And the defense has to show up this week. Like you said on the show last night, again, shout out to Big Q for having us. How can you have Aaron Donald next to Ndamukong Suh and people run right up the middle every game?
Yeah. That's been baffling to me. It was the same thing last year.
Yeah.
You know, that they had a bad run defense, and it's the same thing this year. I've heard of teams, of course, being better in one phase of blocking, whether it be passing or run blocking. Okay, that's going to happen. But the discrepancy is so is so off between the two. It's crazy. How can Aaron Donald lead the league in sacks and this team get the kind of pressure that they can get when somebody's passing, but they can't stop nobody running the ball?
It's not like you're looking for the running back because he's coming right at you. So, you know what I'm saying? That don't really make no sense run blocking wise. He's coming right at you. So, but
I guess they're not working on shedding blocks in practice. I don't know.
Apparently not. But I'm going to go ahead and take Dallas in this game as well. It's going to be a home game pretty much for the Dallas fans because they will travel. And,
I think it's going to be 60-40.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Goff does. I made a point yesterday where I'm really looking forward to Dallas winning this game because I want to see what the narrative is Monday with everybody in the NFL. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, wanting Sean McVay. That's all y'all want is Sean McVay. If he's 0-2 in the playoffs and y'all don't went and got – you want him repeatedly, you're copycatting. I want to see what everybody has to say come Monday. This team here is built to win. They got the pieces. If you're not winning in the playoffs, how can we say you're this huge genius if you're not getting it done when you're supposed to? I'm looking forward to that.
All right, and I will say, I mean, I'm with you. I'll give him this mulligan too. I mean, well, no, I ain't gonna give him no mulligan because he got to win. But he's still to some degree trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because people he's got to make the adjustment, so to speak. Because after Cooper Kupp has went down, this team has not looked the same on offense. Todd Gurley's been hurt, so when you get a man down, now what are you going to do?
Right.
It's easy to go out there, you full strength, beginning of the season, everybody healthy, and you going out there and you putting up 40 points. All right, now everybody got tape on you. Now you got some bumps and bruises. Right. Now what are you going to do to put your team in a position to win if you lose a couple pieces? Right. So I think that's the next step in his development as a coach. But ain't no excuses this year because you look at the offseason they had and the amount of money they spent. They brought in all these players. You brought in Marcus Peters, Talib, Sue. You paid Brandon Cooks a lot of money. Well, they brought him in the middle of last year.
They brought Brandon Cooks came this summer, right before the draft.
That's right, because he got laid out in the Super Bowl. That's right.
What's that dude they picked up from Jacksonville? Fowler. They traded for him at the deadline.
Traded for you, right? I haven't heard his name.
Nope. So something got to shake. I put it this way, people. It's gonna be some jobs on the line in L.A. this weekend. They don't win this game. I don't believe Sue is back if they lose. I don't believe Talib is back if they lose. Peters will probably be there because he's young. But them older cats,
I would say you think it's probably going to be tough for them to stay anyway.
Yeah, they're older. And unless they know they got to take the haircuts.
And in the nature of their deals, I think Sue was on pretty much a 1 year
deal,
as well as Talib.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the pieces that they have to still pay,
Goff is the last one they got left. They paid Gurley. Well, no, they got LaMarcus Joyner. They got to pay him. He's on the tag. Peters, they got to pay. Yeah.
And like I said,
that salary cap.
Yeah, because you just gave Aaron Donald, 125? No,
how
much did you get? Okay, you got to give
125 because what's his name? Matt got 122, I believe.
Okay, and then you got to pay Goff $100+ million, probably more than likely.
You think they can talk him into taking a team friendly, or he gonna want the bag?
Even if he take, let's say
20.
How Tom Brady take haircuts.
Yeah.
Even if he do that, it's still gonna be hard because you got that defensive guy making just as much or not more than your quarterback. That's basically $50 million between the two players per year.
Yeah.
All right. We're looking at a hard cap in the NFL. Ain't no
no luxury tax.
Ain't no luxury tax. Nah, this is the number. Get under it. It can be tough. It can be tough. That was one of the reasons that they put it out there that the Raiders traded Mac because they are Carr's already on that deal.
Yeah.
You give Mac that much money. What do you have left? But if you're going to do it, you just got to be able to draft good. That's my thing. I don't care if the quarterback is going to make the biggest chunk of the pie. They always have. They always will. You got to learn how to draft better.
I was just about to say, has the NFL really shifted to the point that your best window to win is in the rookie deal?
when the guys on the rookie deals. Yeah, and it don't even necessarily. Well, not necessarily the quarterback being on a rookie deal, but if you got a quarterback making a lot of money, then you need to make sure that you draft in rookies well, drafting the good young guys that's going to be able to come in and be impacts. If you look at
Dallas about to be facing that actually because Zeke wants to get paid. You got to pay Dak now, pretty much. So they're going to be in the same boat.
And Amari,
DeMarcus Lawrence.
They
all that out.
Yeah, dope boy magic needs to come into play over there in Dallas with that accounting.
So but, they got to push them chips right now. I see exactly why they did the Amari deal because it's gonna be different next year. All right, Seattle. We said what they got to do, right? We feel like line.
Line some more playmakers. I like the defense. They you know.
You know what could have helped them this year? Earl Thomas. He'll never play another down for them again. All right. LA Chargers. Probably end up playing with y'all. I keep hearing a whole lot of rumors about y'all. Y'all naming everything with everybody at this point.
No, what happened though? I didn't hear this one.
Earl Thomas reuniting with Sherm. AB. I heard Jerry Rice on the radio the other day talking about we need to go get AB. He out there. We need to go get him.
Hey, we need an elite receiver. We've been searching for one since probably Crabtree left. And really before that, because to me, I mean, Crabtree, as good as he was, he's possession mostly. We need that explosive dude down the field. If you remember, I wanted to draft Odell.
You did,
but we didn't. We didn't. I forget who we drafted that year. But at any route, hey, we'll see. Right now, it's a lot of rumblings. I'm holding tight. Did you see what Rooney said today about AB?
We'll get to that. We got that on here.
Okay.
Let's run through these last few wild card games. The Ravens lost. Do you think they should have put Flacco in?
I think they no. Well, I thought they were going to.
Yeah, I thought so. Third quarter.
I thought if the Chargers would have came out at the beginning of that third quarter and scored a touchdown to make it, I think would have been 19-0. I think he may have warmed up then. But even as they got
field goal saved them, I think. Because I think if they would have made that field goal, I think they would have put him in that game.
Yeah. And speaking of field goals, if Justin Tucker makes that one field goal that he missed, then it's a different game at the end. On the Ravens side, they only looking for his field goal at the end right there instead of a touchdown.
Right.
But I think that Flacco coming into the game would have at least caused San Diego to come out of that scheme and defense that they were playing. They were basically not playing any linebackers; they were playing all safeties, and they were doing that because of the style that Lamar Jackson is playing at, causing him to do that. If you bring Flacco on the field, he don't want to see that pass rush. He's not getting out of the way of that, but it's going to cause them to play a little more honest, a little more conventional, and maybe that would have opened up some things. Because I forgot to mention it on Big Q show last night, but we talked about texting during that game how they brought in Michael Crabtree and John Brown to help make that offense more explosive. But they haven't really been producing since Lamar took over. I think we looked up their last 7 weeks. They hadn't caught 30 balls in between the two of them in 7 weeks, and it was actually like 23, 24, I think.
Somewhere around there.
That can't happen with your one and your two receivers. That can't happen. So
all they've been doing in practice is working on run blocking. They've been hitting the sled. That's it.
That's it.
Hey, again, shout out to Michael Crabtree's Air Jordan 1 cleats. They was hard. Crab stay in Jordan cleats, boy. Stay in.
Crab stay fresh in them cleats. Crab stay fresh in them cleats always.
Yes, sir. But as far as the Chargers in this game, I felt like it was good to win ugly. Now, you took the Ravens in this game, if I'm not mistaken. Right. I just felt like they just played them 2 weeks ago. I felt like, okay, you're going to have tape. It's very fresh in your mind. That's damn near like a division game right there. You play them that fast. So I felt like they had a good chance to win it. I'm concerned about Melvin Gordon. I'm really concerned about Melvin Gordon. I mean, they made it through this game, but that running game establishes that play action. You don't want to have Phillip Rivers just sitting back there just throwing the ball, because then you mess around one of them Phillip Rivers games where he gets aggressive and he's thrown 3 to 4 interceptions. You need
Right.
that balance. That's what's worked out well for him later on in his career, the balance. But they're alive. They're moving on to New England. Derwin James is going to be a problem for this league for years to come. For him to drop down to 17, some of y'all took an L right there. I would probably have to sit my general manager down if I'm watching this game as an owner. Like, what the hell?
All pro, not Pro Bowl, because Pro Bowl that can be a little skewed because you have alternates because 18 people sit out and you the ninth person up and now you're a Pro Bowler. No, all pro as a rookie.
Hearing people say Cam Chancellor, I think he's better than Cam Chancellor because he can cover. Cam was a sledgehammer basically, but Derwin can cover.
Right. And some people, I heard some people call Louis Riddick crazy, but from day one in the draft process, Louis Riddick was telling us that Derwin James was a fucking problem.
Yes, he was.
And he kept talking about comparing him to Sean Taylor, and he's like I don't throw that around lightly because I was around Sean. Yeah. Sean was special. He's like he puts me in the mind frame of him. Yeah. And people like, whatever. We're talking head on TV. I saw it all on Twitter. Yep. And like I said, look at him. Again, we were talking about it last night. This is kind of off subject. Why Louis Riddick ain't somebody's GM, I don't know. Other than the fact that he too real out here for these people.
Exactly. All right. Ravens. Well, we know Flacco's gone. What do you think needs to happen next? Besides getting a QB coach that's really going to teach Lamar Jackson QB.
Right. Like I said, they got to open up the offense for Lamar. They got a good young defense. They probably will only lose, if anybody, probably what Suggs. He's how old is Terrell Suggs?
Man, Terrell Suggs played with Ray Lewis. Just leave it.
I think they're in a good spot. They got to try to get something out of that tight end Hurst that they spent a high draft pick on this year. I think that'll be a nice piece to add to Lamar's game, or to the offense for Lamar, complimentary piece. They've got to get more explosive though.
They got to get more explosive. But one thing they are losing that cannot be quantified if we're honest. Ozzie Newsome's done. This is his last year. You think about all the talent on that team. He picked that talent. I'm not sure if the guy who's taking over was up under him, but if you're bringing in somebody new, you will take a dip as far as with the leadership of that team.
That's a very, very good point. It's a very important piece in this equation. Not everybody can put together teams.
Multiple Hall of Famers. Because Suggs is going to get in the Hall of Fame, you think?
More than likely. Yeah, he's not going to be first ballot, but I think he'll get in there. I think
that's 3. That's 4 Hall of Famers you could say he drafted. Suggs, Lewis, Ed Reed, and Jonathan Ogden. How many GMs drafted 4 Hall of Famers?
Right. Or one. Shit, some of these GMs can't draft one Pro Bowler.
Exactly. So,
but that's what I think they got to do. I think they'll be right back. They'll be right back.
He gonna have to put up some points though, because that team up there in Cleveland, you got to bring it. You got to get it together, Lamar, and I think you will. It's early. Yeah,
but this is gonna be the years to come. This is gonna be the Ravens and the Browns division.
What's about? Who's the other team? Well, Pittsburgh.
Counting
on Ben to be there forever, and I don't know what's going on in Cincinnati, but yeah.
They probably gonna hire Hugh.
Nah, actually, I got something on there about this a little bit later. Let's run through Chicago and we can get to these coach talks. All right. This Chicago game, late. I picked Philly because I was drunk off this Foles magic, and it wasn't looking good for me late in the fourth quarter. It really wasn't looking good for me. Philly was balling first half, but then second half, Chicago said, "Hey, they got a young cornerback over here against our number 1 wide receiver. Let's eat his lunch, then his dinner, and his snack." That's the best Allen Robinson has looked in about 2 years.
I would say 3 years probably.
Yeah. He's not looked that good in a while. But it didn't happen, man. It didn't happen. Philly got it done. Foles threw 2 picks, but he threw 2 touchdowns when they counted. I like the play calling, man. They're aggressive with Philly. And we talked about it a couple weeks ago, man. They play different for him for some reason. They play different for Foles. I don't understand why, but it just seems like a different team with him out there. I just don't get it.
I mean, they pulled this game out 16-15, but I honestly wasn't too impressed. Because Chicago gave them this game.
Oh yeah, it wasn't a walkover win. No,
I'm just saying when you up 15, they went up 15-10. Chicago did late in the fourth with the defense that they have and how they play all year. That should have been lights out. And they let them come down and drive down the field and score the game winning, touchdown. I just think, Chicago did the same thing they did a lot, which is the offense stalling, not scoring enough points.
Well, you remember we were talking during the game, and that last drive, he's like, it's Khalil Mack time. It's Khalil Mack time. Jason Peters kicked his ass in that game.
Yeah, he did.
One-on-one.
Because Khalil Mack time never came.
It never came. I think he got a pressure late. I believe he did get a pressure late, but for the most part, that was one-on-one. It wasn't no chips. It was Jason Peters, Khalil Mack on the edge, and Jason Peters won. You don't want to sit there and say we don't believe in moral victories, but you don't want to let these type of opportunities go either. Because 2 days later, your defensive coordinator, he's coaching Denver now, and coordinators matter, people. They really do matter. Look at Philly. Frank Reich's up there winning in with Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the sideline when they were balling, when Carson Wentz was balling. It makes a difference. But Philly moves on to the Saints. We're going to talk about that in a second. Chicago needs a running game.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, I like Jordan Howard, but he's
not
more,
right this year.
He's more a thumper. They need something in between because they got Tariq Cohen, but he got the wiggle, but he don't have enough of the inside running for me.
If you basically
right, because if he's on the field and he's in the backfield, then it's a handful of plays you got to prepare for. If Jordan Howard's back there, then it's probably going to be inside run. It's they need somebody in between that's not going to play, not going to give you their hand every time they line up in the backfield.
I agree.
So I think that'd be okay. I think Nagy calls some pretty good plays at times. Sometimes I don't think they take advantage of certain situations, but that could be Mitch Trubisky too, because too many times we've seen him one read, okay, I'm off. I'm taking off and running.
Yeah, that 2-point conversion with the jet sweep to that small wide receiver, that's the best play you got for a 2-point conversion. And he's diving in the air. That's the best play y'all got. Okay.
Right. So he's another one. He's gonna have to learn to take a little bit care of his body and be a little more conscious of some of the hits that he takes too. Talking about Trubisky.
I got a good question for you. Good question. Think hard about this one now. Who's having a worse week? Cody Parkey or R. Kelly?
Oh, definitely R. Kelly. Now, neither one of R. Kelly ain't featuring these issues apparently. None of it. But Cody Parkey,
I would say Cody Parkey.
He was on the beach a couple days ago.
He
whatever.
Got out of Chicago though. Because the reason why I say Cody Parkey is because most people who got some sense about themselves know this R. Kelly stuff ain't new. This has been going on for a long time. So that's why I would say Cody Parkey, because they really wanted that game. That cat you sent the video of, that Chicago fan.
Oh yeah,
he was big man. Big man.
Yeah, he was. Now, of course, they say after the fact, came out that the ball was tipped. I don't think that has calmed most of them down. Just for the fact that he missed so many kicks during the season and cost them games. I think one game he missed 4 kicks.
Detroit he missed 4.
Yeah. So it was just that was the last straw. That was the last damn draw.
Yeah. Tough break. They'll be back next year though. All right, so we talked about what they need. Did we pick? We did not pick.
Not really. The only I went ahead and picked Dallas in that. But outside of that, no, we hadn't did the picks official.
All right, let's run through the picks. All right, Colts at Kansas City. I'm gonna take the Colts.
I got the Colts as well.
I
Without
don't feel good
Kareem,
about Kansas City in this game.
nah. I mean, Kareem, they've looked different since Kareem Hunt has no longer been with the team. Um, I like what the Colts are doing right now on defense is what really concerns me about the Chiefs because you can run on them. You know the secondary is suspect. They've got a good pass rush, but that Colts offensive line ain't hearing it.
If
So
you're
I think
not
that's
getting Andrew Luck dirty, he's probably not going to lose.
right. So in the way that they're running the ball right now, and and passing the ball, throwing it around, I just think that the Colts are peaking at the right time of the year.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the Chiefs are descending at the wrong time. Again, we don't trust Andy Reid in big games, so that's another factor. Yeah, that's why I'm taking the Colts. Those reasons.
They win this game. Mahomes gonna have to have like 500 yards and like 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, you're right. It might have to be one of those shootouts. You're right.
Hey, you remember when we were younger when Purdue would play Purdue basketball, and they would have on the side like, in order for us to win, Glenn Robinson has to get 30 points and 10
Oh
points.
yeah, yeah.
If you come into the game and he has to get that, if Mahomes has to give you Superman for y'all to win, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not
because another thing with the Colts, even though they dominated that game against Houston Saturday, they took their foot off the gas and they didn't look anywhere near as good the second half. They didn't score no points second half.
Yeah.
And that's one thing with their offense. It can happen. I've seen them stall multiple drives in a row too many times. And, even though their defense is good, early in the game, look for Kansas City to try to put some points on the board. I mean, of course, they're trying to put points on the board, but look for them to try to keep up a fast pace and put a lot of points on the board early.
They still got speed.
To put that pressure on the right. Now, I heard it's supposed to be snowing. I don't know how much snow that could cause some of the speed to be negated.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I'm expecting a good close game. But if it gets in the 30s, mid 30s, if it's that kind of game, then look for the Chiefs to win.
Yeah.
But the Colts.
I think we both took Dallas over the Rams on Saturday night. Chargers, New England. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I ain't taking New England.
Yeah.
Even though they probably they might win.
So the weather's gonna be bad up there too, right?
I can't do it, man. They're being that pass rush. I think they're gonna be in Brady ass. That secondary, Hayward, Derwin James, and them boys. I mean, they can hold down New England's receiving weapons.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers should.
Nobody. That ain't happening.
Right. So they say unless we have one of those, and you talked about Phillip Rivers having one of those games where if he starts to rush things, well, New England they don't really have a pass rush. So he should be clean for the most part during the day, but we'll see. Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches out there all time, he come up with shit when we don't expect him to come up with shit sometimes. So we'll see. But I'm definitely taking the Chargers, and that's gonna be crazy. So if things go according to plan, we're gonna have 2 wild card teams in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah. All right, last one. Eagles at Saints. I just don't believe Nick Foles can go down there. That place is going to be rocking. I don't believe they can go down there and win that game. Give me the Saints.
I don't think it's going to be close, quite honestly.
Now I like the way they're talking. I do like that. They feel the type of way talking about they ran up the score on them and everything. That's dope. They feel to have some. I mean, they got veterans on the team.
Yeah, they got some pride
up front. They ain't got no veterans in that secondary. So you gotta back up this talk. So
yeah, and like we know what Michael Thomas is going to bring to the table. We know he's going to be ready. So if they put that boy Maddox on him,
and what's the name is back? What's his name? Ted Ginn is back.
Ted Ginn, that's the X factor right there because he take the top off the defenses, and the Saints haven't really had that for a good majority of the season. Actually,
Hey, what do you think about Sean Payton's motivation?
I like it.
I like it too.
I like if y'all haven't heard people, he brought whenever they won the Super Bowl previously, but he brought that trophy into the locker room or practice facility along with $225,000 in cash. Said if y'all want this, go win 3 more games. The 225 being that's what the players will make in bonus. If they get to and win the Super Bowl, I like it. It's right up his alley.
I can't remember which player they did an interview with. He said, "Man, you gotta want that." He said, "I want my 225 and 20s cash delivered to my house."
And it's I like it. It's damn near brilliant because it's just the optics of seeing that much money right there on the table. Like sometimes I watch these World Series poker tournaments on ESPN.
Yeah.
When they put last round, they put all the money on the table.
Yeah.
Just all that money just being there, that's some fucking motivation in itself.
That's extra money. That ain't salary money. That's extra money. So you could trick that off. It's extra money. So
right.
Shout out
that new Rolls Royce truck, that new Bentley truck, that new Lambo.
It ain't coming out your account because that's extra. You good. So yeah, that's motivation right there. Most people are money motivated. Most people are. Yeah. All right, let's run through the coaching hires. There's 2 jobs left, and these 2 are the worst jobs that apparently are left: Miami and Cincinnati. Don't know what's gonna happen. Both of them have murky quarterback situations and murky everything pretty much. So those 2 jobs are left.
Right.
Bruce Arians took the Tampa job, took Todd Bowles with him. I like that a lot. They brought some adults to the room, not a substitute teacher like Dirk Cutter was. And I saw that he hired Byron Leftwich as the OC. So he looks out for his people.
Okay.
Cliff Kingsbury, man, you talk about winning at life over the last 30 days. Got fired from Texas Tech, took a job at USC as an OC, then left that job 2 weeks after taking it to come be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
They had a losing record at Texas Tech, from what I understand.
Losing record. Man, talk about winning at life. He ain't working with much there, but clearly this whole thing is about Josh Rosen. The whole thing is, so you are tied to him. If he don't ball, if he don't get better, then you're probably going to be gone in 2.5 years. He'll probably get 2.5, maybe 3.
Yeah. Now, what do you make of this rumor, report, whatever you want to call it, of Kingsbury being open to wanting to trade Rosen, so he wants to draft Tyler Murray?
You know who should jump on that if that were the case? Oakland. I'd trade them that 4 to get him, because I'd move David Carr in that contract.
I say what they gonna move? They got to move Carr somewhere.
I move Carr in that contract. I send him out to the Giants for a 2nd and maybe a 4th. I mean, I wouldn't do that because Kyler Murray is really small. I just don't think I would do that. That's like having Darren Sproles. I keep picking on him. That's like having Darren Sproles play quarterback for you.
I think they have him listed at 5'10", and a lot of people, from what I'm reading, they're saying that he's more like 5'8", 5'9", maybe.
Yeah, I heard he's smaller than Russell Wilson. So
I'm like, he my wife's son. Like,
why would
that's
you
not
do that? Why? Why would you? After you just
say it is. It don't make any sense to me. I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I don't either.
Because
that's why I ain't even entertaining on the notes tonight. Because I heard it this morning. Now Shefty, he doesn't throw shit out there, so I pay some attention to him. But that would just be Steve Keim should get fired if that's the case.
I'm gonna say we are talking about Arizona though.
Yeah.
They don't seem to have direction right now.
Fired him, and you gonna trade the quarterback you took last year. Then why are you here?
Don't forget that they threw. Don't forget all the money they gave Sam Bradford last year.
Oh, that's right, $20 million and cut him. Why are you here, man?
Hey, I don't know, but it's funny how, and again, we knew it the whole time. All college season we've been hearing. This quarterback class is not quality coming into the NFL. We had a couple people like Shea Patterson. They went back to school. Shea Patterson and the kid from Oregon.
Yeah, he went back.
He went back. So you really just got Haskins. And now all of a sudden, Tyler Murray is supposed to be a top prospect, possibly a number 1 pick. So, we know how these teams get with these quarterbacks when they get closer to draft. Somebody jumps stupid. And I hope that somebody does, because that means that when my 49ers pick at number 2,
that's gonna be
something will fall. Something going to fall right in our lap.
It's coming for that pick anyway, to be honest with you.
I think
they'll be bringing y'all phone to make sure Haskins is there.
If they call our phone, they better be ready to ship Odell our way, and that ain't gonna happen.
I don't know. No, we'll see. All right.
I'd rather have a B because his contract is not as much money as Odell's. I think he only got 3 years and 70-something million left, where Odell just signed that $100 million deal.
But Odell's younger than him, though.
That's true. I'm just thinking about the money. We already got Jimmy taking up a lot of money. You know, we just talked about you pay multiple people $100+ million.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Yeah, that's a very good point. All right, Matt LaFleur, the OC from the Tennessee Titans, is now the head coach in Green Bay. All right. You got anything on that?
But he needs to find a strong DC.
Yeah, got
to revamp that defense. I think the offense would be fine. I mean, I know his name, but I don't really know much about him and what he's gonna bring to the table. But they got Aaron Rodgers, so that's enough for me to at least feel good that the offense should be straight. Now I hear that under him that the running backs Adams and Williams should fare a lot better than they did under McCarthy, and that will definitely help Aaron Rodgers.
Good. No, his name is Jones. Jones is pretty good.
I'm saying Adams, Jones. Right.
They didn't really give him a chance until late. Mike McCarthy just refused to let him go run for 6 yards to carry. So,
yeah. So I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine on offense. I think they need a strong DC. I was about to say I called Greg Williams, but I think he tied to something else right now, right? Yeah, Jets.
The Jets want him. All right. Dirk Cutter came back to Atlanta for Matt Ryan. Makes sense. So now you don't have a fifth OC. You have 4 because the guy who they fired some years ago, he left to go to Tampa. So, like we said a couple weeks ago, what we say? What's that dude's name? Quinn. You on the clock, homie?
Hey, did you see that? I think about it. Did you see this? Again, they throwing rumors and everything out there. Some of them probably nothing, but that Arizona's thinking about Kingsbury's thinking about hiring Sarkisian.
I saw that.
I hope they do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Carlos. Do your thing.
I'm telling you, man. This, these college offenses, we're gonna see. And I'm just trying to figure out how is this dude an offensive genius if they ain't even put up a whole lot of points with Texas Tech, Texas A&M last year, Texas Tech, whichever one. But I digress.
Hey, I just work here.
Yeah, Josh McDaniels is yet again scared to go be a head coach. He just does not seem to want to coach good quarterbacks and have his own team, because this is the second year in a row he turned down a good quarterback. Because last year he turned down Andrew Luck. This year he turned down Aaron Rodgers. You know what this cat is? He is the water's like to his waist. He's going down with that ship.
All the way down.
Down with it.
All the way down.
I am with you, Tommy. With you.
This makes it even clearer to me, at least, that they have gave him a wink handshake under the table deal, saying, "Hey, you are the next coach whenever Bill Belichick leaves." Nothing else makes sense.
It has to be. It has to be that wink, because what you got in the cupboard? What do you have? Who the hell is gonna play quarterback? Oh my God, they really believe Tom Brady's gonna play till he's 45? Like, hey, seriously? Man.
There's power in those vegan rice cakes and that stuff that he's eating, man. TB12.
So I want to see how good he feels when Tom Brady gets his ass physically kicked on Sunday, when them boys are all over him. I want to see how good he feels about them prospects.
They're going to shave 2 years off his ass this weekend.
They sure will. They sure will. But what do we got next? Mike McCarthy.
Hey, I can tell you one person that's going to be up out of there this year.
Oh, tomorrow. Gronk
going to the crib.
Yeah, he's done.
Gronk going to the crib. He said, I can see it now. Y'all can have this shit. I'm done.
Yeah, it's a wrap for him. Mike McCarthy said he wanted the Jets job. The Jets just didn't want him. So Vic Fangio, the DC for the Bears, took the Denver job. I said it on the show last night. I would not trust working for John Elway, because you're always going to be scapegoated. You're always going to be scapegoated. He ain't going to give you shit to get the job done. Case Keenum's still your quarterback. I believe they said Kubiak is taking over as the OC.
Right.
Who he throwing the ball to? Philip Lindsay's a solid little running back, but I don't feel like he's, changing the landscape. That's a setup, man. I wouldn't trust John Elway with anything. setup. But hey, he took the bread, so
Yeah.
be it. Adam Gase, he left South Florida to go to New York. He's the Jets' new head coach. Shout out to his big homie Peyton. His big homie Peyton Manning has been placing them phone calls, looking out for him, and Jets gonna jet.
I I don't see him being built for that media market when they lose.
Hell no. As chippy as he gets, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
They're going to eat his ass alive.
Yeah. So, hey, whatever.
Hey, better win.
Yeah, you got to win. You got a lot of money. See what y'all do with it. Freddie Kitchens got promoted last year from running back coach to OC. Never called to play. Not even last year, this season. Never called to play.
Season.
Around Halloween, give or take, wasn't it? Somewhere around there. So he started calling plays. Baker and them got hot. Greg Williams is the head coach at the time, the interim head coach. How does he leapfrog him to get promoted to the coach and then fire him as the DC?
Ain't that some shit?
Ain't that something?
But I mean, I kind of knew Greg Williams wasn't going to be the permanent head coach. He too much of a live wire. I don't see him. Not that he don't know the game. Just the managing of the game within the game and all that kind of stuff. I don't see that being his cup of tea. I don't see that being his expertise. And then Freddie Kitchen seems to gel well with Baker. Because we both laughed when we found out that this dude had never called NFL plays and that this is who they was going to go with because they fired Hugh, so we figured Todd Haley would still be there at least to keep some kind of continuity, but they fired his ass too. So we were laughing at them when this all went down, and they actually had a good strong finish to the season. So maybe they got something there. I don't know. We're definitely gonna see. Again, another person has he picked a DC? Another team. I think he needs to have a strong DC. I would have. Well, you couldn't keep Greg Williams probably after not giving him the head coaching job. Yeah, but that probably would have been the best fit.
Yeah. Hey man, hire Marvin Lewis. They got you for Hugh. Hire Marvin Lewis.
Oh man.
Speaking of Cincinnati, they're looking to hire the assistant coach from the Rams, some dude named Zach Taylor, who's only 35. I'm telling you, people, you remember when we were young? This just kind of relates to that. When I worked at PowerTel, and I used to sell a whole lot of phones there. This is before T-Mobile, people. I'm dating myself. And I was pretty hot. So if anybody just mentioned they knew me, they were getting hired. Oh, you good? You okay? You know, Rick, you good? Yeah. Right. This is kind of how this is working out. See, but that's different. That was like a $10, $11 an hour job. That's not running an organization. You know? Right. They're really banking everything off the fact that they know Sean McVay. Like, everything. And people, the one thing I want to get across with this, I'm not hating on him, because one thing I will say, all this hype ain't coming from McVay. He ain't talking about himself. He ain't speaking in third person. People are putting this on him. So I can't really knock him for that. But he has, like, pieces up there in L.A. You know, it's a good system, but that system needs pieces. So you can bring all his homeboys in, but if they ain't got the pieces, they ain't gonna matter. So
exactly, and I mean, AJ Green needs to find a way to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, he's wasting his years.
But he probably won't.
No, he won't. I mean, they got Mixon, they got him. It's just the quarterback. And Tyler Boyd balled this year. It's just the quarterback situation. You stuck with Dalton, probably. Where else you gonna go? Go get Ty God, Teddy,
and that defense. I mean,
we ain't even talk about it. Burfict might need to go ahead and take it to the crib because these concussions have piled up.
I mean, he up to like what, 6?
Yeah, you might want to take it to the crib, homie.
Yeah, it's the Bengals. They will probably be in the running for worst record in the league next year.
Probably so. All right, let's run through these last little sports stories. We pulled out some energy, even though we was on this back-to-back. Speaking of the Steelers owner, and we were talking about this earlier with AB, he says that he finds it's hard to imagine AB being on that team next year. We didn't talk about it last week. It might have happened over the weekend. Did you see where Ben restructured his contract?
I saw that, yeah.
He restructured that contract to create that space so where they can eat AB's money.
Yep.
Gone by March. March 2nd to be exact. Because I think they got to hand him $2 million as a roster bonus then.
Bonus.
He ain't going to see that money.
It ain't looking good. And he still ain't been in contact with them. So that can't be good. Your job calling you, you ain't calling them back.
Did you see this line? He said, well, I didn't put that line. I ain't put it on. He said, perhaps he'll call us and we can, sit down and talk at some point. Because neither one of us, me or Tomlin, have spoken with him.
Yeah, well, he said, one day, I think one day he'll call us. I think, something to that. That's not good. That's not good. Hey man, that's still a thing. Oh, and Mrs. Diego is not happy. I told her today. I said, "Your boy working on getting traded." She was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah."
I don't think Juju's ready to. But you know what? If we're following history, this is what Pittsburgh does. Yeah. Their number ones always get let go, and whoever's at that apprentice ends up taking over all the time.
Yeah, the only
was AB.
Yeah, I would say the only difference was when Plexico too, and then they had Emmanuel Sanders and AB was kind of blossoming at the same time. They had to pick one, and they picked AB, which I think was the
only one to survive was Hines Ward, if I'm not mistaken. He's the only one. Yeah. Everybody else they got gone. So this is kind of what they do. I mean, they gave him money. I really at this point, I kind of want to hear his side of it because he's getting the targets, he's getting the work. The only thing he could possibly be upset with my eyes is the way Ben throw everybody under the bus every Tuesday. That's the only
whatever the issue is with him and Ben. That's the source of the issue.
That's it.
No doubt in my mind. So,
all right. We all the homies were talking on Monday. We were sitting down to watch a national championship game, separate locations, but we were talking. I don't believe any of us outside of Dave. Dave said that the Clemson was going to win. But I don't believe anybody expected Clemson to beat Alabama 44-16. Anybody?
No, I picked Bama. I thought if Clemson won, I wasn't going to be surprised. I thought it would be, a close game. I thought Bama would pull it out. Yeah, nobody saw that ass kicking coming. That was pure dominance. I mean, Bama didn't score not 1 point, not one people in the second half. Yeah.
But one thing I want y'all to do is, if y'all think Saban is washed and done. No.
Please stop it.
Please. I put on here the top 10 recruiting classes for next year. Bama's at 1. Clemson's at 6. Bama kind of seemed like they got caught up in that. A lot of our guys went pro, so we're slightly down because they had about, 5, 6 first-round dudes last year?
I would say because their defense this year was not as dominant as we were used to seeing it. What was different about them was that the offense was much more potent than we're used to seeing. But it kind of flip-flopped because we weren't seeing the same thing out of the defense that we were used to seeing. And that ultimately was the downfall, especially with that secondary. But, you talk about these recruiting class rankings, and this is just after the early signing period. There's still another signing period, so they can add even more to that roster. So I want to say they got 28 4- and 5-star guys in this early period, or 28 recruits total, something like that. But they'll be fine. They'll reload.
Fine. This is probably the best thing he needed to happen. I don't believe he's one of the types to get fat and say, okay, we're good. But if he needed some motivation, 16 points and an ass whooping in a national championship.
Yeah. I mean, and they lost. I mean, it wasn't an ass whooping, but they lost the national championship game a couple years ago. To Deshaun Watson. So that was
a close game, though.
Yeah, I'll say the ass whooping makes it different.
Yeah,
but they'll be fine.
Yeah, they're gonna be there. Folks talking about Dabo done caught up to him. I think Dabo needs like 4 more to get caught up to him. So let's
I mean, in the overall like greatest of all time type conversation, then yeah, maybe. But as far as right now, they can go pound for pound. Dabo right there.
Yeah, he's there right now in that regard. But folks be saying this dude's washed. Relax. Yeah. Minnesota fired Tom.
Go take a nap. Fuck, relax. Go take a nap.
Minnesota fired Tom Thibodeau on Sunday afternoon as the coach and the president. Is it not fucked up they fired this dude after a win, a home win?
A blowout home win.
In his office. I mean, why'd you let him coach? You had to know you were going to fire him when you woke up Sunday morning. You had to know.
Hey, man, maybe they were sitting up there in the press box and was like, see, this motherfucker got on blue socks again, and we asked him to wear black socks.
It had to be something stupid like that because if they blew them out. That was the Lakers, I believe, on Sunday. Blew them out. and you fire him. So he's on a high probably in the office looking at the schedule. Yeah.
So we can try to get right.
Tommy, we
Fired.
need to talk to you. Go ahead and box up your shit. It's over. Minnesota on Minnesota. That's all I got on that.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler in Philly. Did we touch on this last week where this situation where he's challenging the coach? I'm starting to get the feeling they're a little bit more nervous now about if Jimmy gonna stay or not.
Oh, they should have been from the start. We knew that was an option. So I mean,
I didn't think I thought they would be okay with it. I thought when Jimmy got there, he wasn't gonna go, but they traded their leverage. I mean, he ain't got to stay. He ain't got to.
Right. I mean, I think it's all going to boil down to ultimately how they fare in the playoffs. Whether he stay or not. So, we'll see. These are some of the growing pains when you got, especially a personality like Jimmy's. Coming to a new team who is trying to find their identity still to some degree on offense, and you have a coach that maybe is a little passive or a little soft. Maybe I don't know how you feel about Brett Brown. I don't think he's
I
bad.
wasn't in love with him last year, to be honest with you. Okay. I guess the thing with that is, I don't know if I can run the risk of him leaving for nothing. Would you take calls at least?
I mean, he's not gonna get traded. I mean, you just picked him up, so you're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna trade him that soon. You got to work through it at this point.
That would suck so bad if he said, "You know what? Come July 1st, it's been real, y'all, but I'm out."
Yeah. Because when you traded for him, you had to know that was a possibility.
No, they did. I mean, that's the risk you run with it, and I don't really believe in doing that type of stuff, but
they still third or fourth in the East.
I don't see what the problem is, to be honest with you. They got talent, They defend.
I think they still need to make a trade before the deadline for a shooter. But I think Philly will be fine.
Where the hell would he go? I don't know. I can't tell.
That's another thing too. The trade value for somebody that's already been traded 2 months ago is not the greatest. So you're not gonna get much for him anyway.
Yeah, just stay, Jimmy. Figure it out. It's a good place for you. Boogie will be back on the 18th for Golden State. They said they're gonna start him too immediately. So we're gonna see how it play out. But we'll see. Okay. They've never had somebody in the middle. Never had somebody they can throw the ball to. If he's 75%, 80% of Boogie, you're going to have to double him because he's bigger than most people, which means them dudes going to be shooting wide open unless they just will find, as long as they ain't hitting threes, he can eat all day long on them twos, which
we'll see. We'll see because he going to be, fourth in the pecking order for shots?
Easily. Fourth. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how Boogie likes getting 8 to 10 shots a game.
Oh, Boogie got to eat that humble burger with this one. You can't, bitch. You can't say that. You just got to be there, setting screens, and hopefully you get shots.
You go tell Boogie that he ain't supposed to say nothing. Who gonna stop him?
Yeah. That's a whole combustible situation that can just go the wrong way.
And wait till Draymond pull that shit that he be pulling with KD with Boogie.
Boogie will swing on him.
On the court.
Right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of KD, did you see the early All-Star voting?
I saw I saw the one where LeBron was leading.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. The game is like in a month. But KD is fourth in voting behind Paul George, AD, and LeBron. No, Paul George, LeBron, and Doncic. See, this is why he hates y'all. This is why why KD hates all of y'all. He is the second best player in the world, and y'all ain't got no respect for him. Y'all won't even vote for this man to be in the All-Star starting lineup.
He does that shit on his own, man. Look at the shit that he be doing with the fake Twitter accounts and all that shit.
But he can hoop. That's all he wants to do is hoop. This is why he hates the fans, media, all of y'all. This is why.
Hey, he'll catch up. He'll catch up. It's the first ballot. He'll catch up. Man, or the first returns on the vote.
Might mess around and start for real because he's gonna get that European vote, kind of like how Yao used to get every year.
Yeah,
but
it's possible.
Yeah, it's very possible. Paul George, man, that's whoa. Anyway, Kuzma scored 41 points in 3 quarters last night. Real thing or blah?
Now, Kuz is real, and I remember I was thinking about this last night because I remember last year I think we had a show we was talking about him and Ingram. We were talking about the possibilities who you would trade, and I know I was leaning toward Ingram because I liked his upside a little bit more. I just think he had put in weight, get a little more physical, things of that nature. And I remember you was real heavy on liking Kuz, and yeah. It's the talent. I still think Brandon Ingram would be fine, but if I had to pick right now,
talent. You're right about that overall.
But sometimes they said that dog you can't. There's heart, and then there's that dog.
I got something for you. Maybe they're giving up too soon, because you remember when Scotty first got there. Scotty had all the talent in the world. Scotty didn't have no dog. It took Scottie Pippen 4 or 5 years before he got some dog in him.
Yeah. I mean, and we know he kind of got the mentality. We saw with the little fight incident with Houston, so we know he ain't no punk. Yeah. I think part of it too is trying to adjust to playing with LeBron.
Yeah.
And that's some of it. Some of it is he kind of been in and out of the lineup. He got suspended, then he got hurt. Rondo's been in and out of the lineup. You got LeBron hurt now. Hart been subbing in. Caldwell Pope been subbing in and out when players have been hurt. They really haven't had any continuity for long stretches of games to try to get everybody solid. But I was contemplating the idea of the way that they playing when they have the small sample size of games where they all have kind of been healthy and playing together. They've been playing pretty good. LeBron got them playing pretty good. I wouldn't throw out the possibility of you say, you know what? Let's just keep homegrown these youngins.
Just wait.
You know what I'm saying? And whatever's going to be out there, free agency will be there. But I ain't trading nobody.
I'm fine with that. Looking at the West right now, if they're all healthy, they got a 50-50 chance of getting to the Western Conference Finals in my eyes. 7 games. They got a chance.
Yeah. I mean, I think they
make the finals, but they got a chance to get to the Western Finals to me.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, man, you trying to beat a LeBron-led team 4 times in a week is a tall task,
right?
Unless you got 3 All-Stars and 3 future Hall of Famers, that's a tall task. I don't care who he lace them up with. So that's part of it. Too, man, you look at some of these other teams. To me, the West is deep, but it's as far as the real contenders, you're looking at Golden State. I think Houston will probably get back there. They're starting to play a lot better. OKC is playing good this year. Outside of that, the Portlands and the Utahs, and they ain't scaring nobody in the playoffs. I'm sorry. They're not. Denver, I think it's going to be a year for them where they have a good regular season, but it's going to be kind of that you got to get your heart broke first before you get to that next plateau come playoff time.
Them dudes are number 1 in the West right now, and I'm not buying none of it.
Yeah. Now another thing to think about too. I haven't even looked up on him. I probably need to check and see what's going on. They still got Michael Porter chilling. Yeah. So Denver again. They're gonna have a great regular season. They've already shown us they're gonna be there.
I don't even think Isaiah's played for them this year. I think he's still out.
Well, I think he played. I know he played the other night because he had him and Wade. I'm assuming he did. Him and Wade exchanged jerseys after the game.
He ain't above coming from the bench, getting a jersey, making himself. He's not above it.
That's true. You're right. You're right.
But yeah, they got a solid little squad. I like Jamal Murray. He's a troll, but I don't see that the Lakers can't win enough games to get to the Western Conference Finals and give somebody a legit scare. I like them. We said it when Bron first got there. Slow cook it. Let the boys get better. That's what Golden State did. They only added KD. Right. The rest of them dudes are homegrown. Let them stay. And Father Time is on their side. Man, Draymond is not the same player, homie. He's not. It done caught up with him, so we're going to see. All right.
We will. All right, people, we finna get up out of here again. We appreciate y'all tuning in to us. We here we've been here on Thursdays, and football season's over. We're probably going to switch it up to probably, I think, Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
So we'll keep y'all informed, but that's looking like what it's going to be. We hit y'all once a week. It's too many damn basketball games within a week. Try to hit y'all up that many times,
Way
but
too many.
yeah. So you'll be seeing us again, same platforms: YouTube, iTunes, and Spreaker. Hey, tell these people if they want to reach you on social media, where to catch you at.
At RK6000, holla at me. I talk sports.
All right, you can find me. I'm at Diego Barish on Twitter. Again, don't forget to check out the AA Sportscast Facebook and Twitter page. Also, go check out that Urban Arena page, Urban Arena Media Group. Check out that page on Facebook. You'll find AA Sports on there, all of our content. You'll find Glass and Brandon from Get With It Sports. Their shows are uploaded there. And then our boys over at Team Boy TV, along with Raven Shogun and Glasses on that show as well. Their content is there as well. So shop with us, man. It's a lot of good independent online sports content out here and podcasts out here. Y'all ain't got to just look at ESPN and Fox News and the same people yelling back and forth at each other all day.
You don't.
There it is. So y'all be good, man. Y'all be easy. It's your boy birthday weekend, so we turn it up. We'll see y'all next weekend, man. Y'all be easy. Peace.
Peace.